Who are we really? That's what I want to talk about today on this live stream. I was speaking with a woman yesterday, and our conversation, it kind of started out about her hair, actually. The last time that I talked to her, her hair was really long, and now her hair is really short. And she told me that she had buzzed it all off. And the last time she spoke with me, my hair was about as short as her hair is right now. So we started talking about hair. And during the course of our conversation, she said, I think you should do a video post about this tomorrow. And I said, done, I will do that. And she said, great, so will I. And we're going to tag each other. So you might be wondering, like, why the heck do you care about our conversation about our hair? But when I say something, when I say I'm going to do something, when I make a commitment, I always follow through. So upon reflecting about this and giving my word, I said, what possible message could I share about my hair? Because what I shared with her was my hair has been really, really pixie short for over 20 years. And, now that it's growing out, I don't even know what to do with it. And I look in the mirror and I say, should I just cut it all off again or should I keep going? And I get compliments on it saying, oh, I really like what you're doing. And it's funny, isn't it, that we don't see what others see when they look at us. Very often that's the case. Because while I am in the feeling and emotion of going through the growth and growing out process, others are simply observing without an emotional attachment. And that's the same way about life. So as I started thinking about, okay, other than telling y'all that, what could I share? What would be a valid reason for me to do a Facebook Live and give you this information today? And then in my meditation this morning, I was reflecting on it and I was asking for guidance and, like what should I share? And then I received a phone call today from someone, and our conversation was very interesting. And she shared with me some really horrific things that happened in her childhood. And I felt that divine guidance, was right there. And that's the purpose of this live today. Because when we go through something in childhood, something horrific, and not everyone has dealt with horrific moments in their childhood, but when we go through something horrific, it can actually cause us to doubt who we are. We don't even know our identity, or we see our identity as what we've been told over and over and over. And this is not about sharing anything about my conversation this morning. I always keep the topic to me because I'm ready and able to share my story in the hopes that anything I share with someone might speak to them and be a message that they need to hear at the right time that they need to hear it. So when you're told something often enough, as a child, we believe it. So if you're told you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, you're rotten, you're no good, after a while, you believe that. And especially when there is physical punishment, emotional punishment, mental, verbal, physical abuse, sexual abuse, that's on top of that, it reinforces our child self and the mind of our child self that, wow, it must be true what I'm being told, and this must be what it feels like. And then we hold that energy of sadness, grief, not feeling good enough, not believing that you'll ever amount to anything. We hold all that in our bodies. And as our child self develops and grows, we're still holding that in our body. And then we carry it with us into our adult self. So many people are walking around as adults still carrying these negative feelings, emotions, and experiences of childhood. And the thing is that after years and years and years of conditioning, we don't even realize that that's not who we are. That's not our identity. That's what we've been told. That's what we've been led to believe, but that's not true. But when you have years and years of conditioning and feelings and emotions that are associated with those beliefs that you've created, you will continue as your adult self to attract experiences into your life to reinforce those feelings and emotions. So if you felt abandoned as a child, chances are you're experiencing situations in your adult life where you're constantly feeling abandoned. You feel like people leave you. You can't hold a friendship for very long, or maybe your relationships always just go south and you keep questioning, like, what's wrong with me? I don't understand. Because that's also a condition that we believe that the question to ask is, what's wrong with me? And I'm here to tell you that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. And I know that that's so difficult for so many people to believe when you're in the thick of it, when you're mired in those negative feelings and emotions, and you feel like these experiences keep happening over and over, and you feel like you keep getting pulled down into that black hole over and over and over again. So what I wanted to share today is it possible, if you are feeling this way or noticing these patterns in your life, that you can ask yourself one question, which is what really saved me and really started me on my journey to understanding the identity that I thought was me was false. So I'm going to share this with you. What if what Nancy says is true? Now, of course, when I asked myself that question, there was another mentor in my life, another teacher. But for the sake of this conversation, if you can ask yourself, what if what Nancy is telling me is true? Now, you may be at that point where you shut everything down and say, nope, it's impossible, not me. It might be true for other people, but it can't be true for me. But I really want you to know that it's true for everyone. It's true for everyone. And if there's anything that is weighing you in mind, body, and soul, please know that that is your higher self, your extended self, your God self, giving you the opportunity to let this go. To say, you know what? I don't want to carry this around anymore. I don't want to believe this anymore. I'm done with this. Because your adult self and your child self now have this opportunity to be reparented. So whatever was taught to you during your childhood experience, age, that time frame in your life, whatever was taught to you that keeps you not believing in yourself, please know, if you start with the question, what if there's something other than what I've been led to believe all of these years? Because I can guarantee you that if this video came into your awareness, that is for a reason. You are ready to hear this information. You may not be ready to act on it, but you're ready to hear it. If this resonates with you, leave me a comment or leave me a private message. Let me know what you think. If there's any way that I can support you around this, just have some questions, reach out to me. I would love to support you on this, because it's the best feeling ever. That time when you finally realize, what if there's a different way to look at this? It will free your mind, body, and soul. So if you have any questions, please reach out. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.